Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So today's video is all about the Met Gala. The gala is a fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum of Art's Costume Center, which is formally named the Anna Wintour Costume Center. Anna Wintour is the editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine, and she runs that Met Gala like a fine oil machine. I don't think she plays around with anybody. Anna Wintour has always recognized the influence that Black Americans have had on fashion nationally and globally. Since she has been running this Met Gala, Black people have always been invited and in some way been front and center of this affair. So this year, she's focusing on Black Dandyism. So the formal theme is superfine, tailoring Black style. When Black people came out of slavery, we had lost all of our cultural influences from Africa or wherever people who were already here. I don't speak for them. But Black people had to recreate themselves. We had to define our own fashion style, our own music style, everything. So the dandy was the Black man taking a European style of dressing and tailoring it to his particular lifestyle, whether he was a preacher, a teacher, a musician, a banker, whatever. He made his fashion work for him. Because dandyism is not just about dressing, it's about your personality. So Black men took the European man's style of dressing and made it their own, put their own spin on it, and said, no, I'm going to do it this way because I'm a Black man. And this is the statement that I want to make about myself. Now, there are those who might think that with all that's going on in the world, all that's going on in the United States of America, that Black people don't need to be concerned about fashion, about entertainment, about anything other than doing something to fix what's going on in the world. Well, I beg to differ. The third chapter in the book of Ecclesiastes in the Holy Bible begins with, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Now, I think you will agree with me when I say we have had our time of weeping, of mourning, of being killed, and of being broken down. Nobody has been broken down more than we have. But in all of those seasons, we also planted. We planted seeds that are now coming up. So just because it's somebody else's time to mourn and to weep or to die or to be broken down, it may not be our season for those things because they may have been laughing and dancing and frolicking while we were mourning and weeping. So other people have had their season to do what they're supposed to do. And now it's our season to do what we're supposed to do. Now, there are always going to be Black people who want to convince us that we need to be out there suffering because white people are suffering and white people are upset and we need to get out there and we need to do something. But this may not be our season to do what is the season for white people to do. They need to do what's in season for them, and we need to do what's in season for us. So this just might be our season to recognize what's going on in the world and be aware of the challenges of what's going on in America and in the world. But it also might be a season for us to reap the harvest of what we have planted. And that brings us to today's video. The Met Fashion Gala surrenders to the power of Black American dandies. And these are men who are well dressed and who have been well dressed throughout the ages. Booker T. Washington was a dandy. W.E.B. Du Bois was a dandy. Frederick Douglass was a dandy. Sammy Davis Jr. was a dandy. So there have been black dandies throughout the ages, black men who defied the stereotypes of how people thought they should dress or behave and created their own style. This is Dapper Dan of Harlem, New York. He is a fashion designer and a haberdasher, which means that he creates fashions and he sells them out of his store in Harlem, New York. He probably is the best modern example of a black dandy. Harlem legend and fashion designer Daniel R. Day, better known as Dapper Dan, is a testament to resilience and determination. Despite being sued, blackballed, and dismissed by top luxury fashion brands 30 years ago, he is now collaborating with them and forging a reputation as a tastemaker. The 80-year-old fashion designer, known as the godfather of hip hop fashion, is finally receiving recognition from the industry. His legendary Harlem boutique at 43 East 125th Street was forced to close due to lawsuits from high end fashion houses. These houses accused Dapper Dan of using their logos without permission in his designs. I didn't do knockoffs, I did knockups, Dapper Dan told ABC News. Knockoff is like people going to Canal Street and then looking for exact replicas. That's not what I did. I do what jazz musicians did, which is to take a piece of pre existing music, flip it upside down, turn it around, make it your own to the point that you don't recognize it as the same piece of music. Dapper Dan has styled some of the most famous names in the music and sports industry, including LL Cool J, Eric B, Rakim, Salt and Pepper, KRS-One, Bobby Brown, Jam Master Jay, Big Daddy Kane, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, and Diane Dixon, and others. He has remained resilient even though opposition came against him from the fashion industry. They accused him of appropriating their logos. But also, the fashion industry likes to go into black areas and take inspiration and ideas from streetwear and whatever is going on in the culture, especially the hip hop culture. But they want to make money off of it, but they don't want the black people to make money off of it. But he continued to do his work and he weathered through the storm and came out on top because now he is collaborating with some of those same fashion houses that brought lawsuits against him, like Gucci, Fendi, and Louis Vuitton. So he's really running with the big cats now. And he is a very good example that perseverance, hard work, keeping your character about you will pay off in the end. And the best thing about him is that he started in Harlem, in the black neighborhood of Harlem, and he's still there. Even though now he has gained worldwide success, he stays right there in Harlem in his shop. It's nice. It's a nice shop in Harlem, but he didn't go downtown where he was going to have to spend a fortune to rent or buy something. Instead of going to them, they're coming to him, and that's the best way to do it. So, congratulations to Dapper Dan. So, I'm just going to leave you with some of the images of the Met Fashion Gala with black men's fashion being on display. Now, you know you can't do this without women. Women had their own dandy style, you might say, and many black male designers influenced the fashion of women, not just black women, but women globally. So here is black American dandies doing their thing at the Met Gala. Okay, y'all, enjoy.